Oh, what's up, people? Welcome back to the shop, part 4, last chapter or whatever, last episode of putting back the gearbox back together after I received the fork. Obviously I'm going to be putting back everything together. Not going to be doing the official rebuild that I wanted to with an LSD, bearings, whatever, synchros and stuff, as I mentioned in the previous videos. Got my little instructions here, quite simple. Cardboard with a paper and a little magnet that sticks onto the window. Cardboard main reason because you know, sun was getting through the papers, I couldn't read exactly. Gave this one a good clean up on, you know, previous video, and then kind of like a little quick clean up right now. Put a little bit of oil onto the bearings, obviously use the good stuff, Honda MTF3. I don't know if you can see that. If it doesn't shine like fuck, there you go. You know, don't cheap out on those people, use the good stuff. So put the bearing back. It's gonna have the little bracket over here. That's basically like a securing plate for what do you call it, the bearing on this side, so it doesn't pop out for whatever reason. Two 10mm bolts. Put them back. There's always when you rebuild stuff and then everything is clean, but as soon as you put oil just to like keep everyone nice and smooth, everything starts to slip. I mean, ideally those, you know, like there's some gloves with some like grooves in them, kind of like help you a little bit more with putting things back together. Yeah, that would be preferable, but budget is whatever the budget is. For some weird reason the manual doesn't state torque specs on these. I don't know, because whether this is just a manual reassembly and not replacing the bearings, so probably it will give you the option, not the option, technical data, torque specs for that one. I'm just gonna do them snug because this is aluminium. There you go. It's just basically a securing bracket, you know, it's not like under stress or anything. The bearing is already pressed in. This is just to like keep it like a safety, I don't know, like a safety bracket in a way. So that goes in, fit in the magnet. So you got like a little magnet on the gearbox, basically that picks up all the shmoo, slides right into that corner at the back end of the diff. You know, gave that one a good clean. Obviously a magnet is like trying to clean it up as best as you can. I mean, similar with all that. If you were going to be doing bearings, that was the time, not when you put everything back together. So magnet goes back, diff is going to go sliding, it's basically going to slide in. Ideally I'm going to put some fluid on it as well, just to make it slide extra better. Obviously you can't go in dry, mate, you never go in dry. Prep is everything. So put some oil on there, put some oil on here as well. Yeah, it was some shmoo a little bit, but like I said, I ain't rebuilding this one the proper way. Slide in and then sit down. There you go. Slides in and then runs around all nice. Want to slide the guides, well, want to put oil for, not the guides, the ship forks can slide in. That's where the reverse gear shaft goes in, obviously with the reverse gear. Put some oil into the bearings as well, keep everything nice and oily. You know, just be generous with the oil in general. Don't, like, you know, trying to cheap out on it or whatever. You know, you're doing the rebuild, you're only going to put it once back together, you know, hopefully, so you don't mess up anything. So be generous with the oil, do a proper job, don't try and like cheap out and stuff. So that goes in. Now I'm going to get the main shaft, counter shaft and the shift forks. I mean, they're supposed to go everything all back together, like, because there's only one way in putting everything back together. So there should be 2 spring washers onto the main shaft, as you can see over here. Should be 28mm spring washer and then 28mm washer. So you know, if they're below spec, just get like a not an angle gauge, either a micrometer or microscope, or what's the vernier caliper to measure it. They're both, you know, if they're both accurate, they're going to do a good job. Micrometer is a little bit more accurate than vernier caliper, but vernier caliper will do the, you know, will suffice the job. So yeah, main shaft is going to go in here, counter shaft is going to go in here. Ship forks, you know, everything needs to go like slide in pretty much at the same time, because that's how they come out. So it's going to be a little kind of like trial and error, trying to slide everything in together nicely and neatly. So you know, just be a little bit patient with it, trying to get it as best as you can, like to align it, because it only goes in one way. If you can't, just, you know, just trial and error, people, trial and error. I'm probably going to put the washers on top, make life easier. So run that. Out it comes. Probably make life easier if I put them like that so they don't drop on me. It's the heavy part. There you go. Trying to align that one. I think this one should have been in, which is not. There you go. Makes more sense. It's almost in. There we go. She's in. So basically they want to be like flat, symmetrical on it. Fork shifts are in. That's a good thing. Obviously you can change your gears and stuff. I'm not going to be changing gears on this one. Basically you can see it move. Take this one off. There we go. That's how it moves. That's in. Want to look this one up as well. Want to put your reversed gear shaft, obviously with the reverse gear. That should slide in, make life easy. There you go. Might need to pull this up a little bit. Get this one in. There we go. So you want to pull like third and fourth up, so there's a little bit more clearance, just to get the shaft in like straight, so you can, like, you know, shoot down. So that's in. What goes after that is going to be the bracket for the reverse gear, basically the connector for the ship fork on the reverse gear. So you need to get that one. Obviously we've got the two 10mm bolts on there. It's got like a little spring on it as well, kind of like when you change in, so you can see the action goes back. So don't lose the spring, because otherwise you're doomed. You ain't gonna have reverse gear, which is, if you're okay with it, then cool. Reverse gear is gonna slide in through here. So basically when you move the fork to reverse, that's gonna slide up, down or up, depending for the engagement. So put that one like so. I think it should be bring this more into the center. There we go. Two bolts, they should be torqued at 11 pounds per feet, or foot-pounds, because most people say that. 6 mil bolt, 1mm thread, in case you damage one. Always screw in your bolts, people. Don't put them in and then gun them, because if they're going sideways, then they ain't gonna be good days. So you know, just do them by hand. Use a ratchet if need be, but obviously that's gonna be, it should be, you know, easy to put back. You know, if it's not, then don't push it. Check if it's gone sideways, align it again, do the job properly. Do the same on the other side. That's it. So these should be torque to 15 Newton meters for people that work in Newton meters, people that work in pounds feet per torque or foot pounds, because everyone says foot pounds. This is 11 foot pounds. Got my trusty Halfords 3/8 torque wrench. Does the job. Can't complain. So 15 Newton meters of torque, because I work in Newton meters. If some people don't like it, here's what it is. That's one. Two. There you go. You know, that's all it takes. Nothing more than that, no more, no less. Oops. Just get it 15 Newton meters and you crack on, mate. Flipping up my electric tablets with all the technical information that I can print out. Jesus Christ, mate. Stay there, mate. Don't drop off. So take this one out the way. Not the heavy one. Obviously just trying to get like all the shmoo out. I mean, I cleaned this before, the surface, the mating surface and all that, but just like a quick clean up. So with this one, proper size 72mm shim, that's gonna go in here. Obviously I'm going to use the one that's already in there. So, and then you're going to have like a spring washer, not spring washer, circlip that goes on it. Looks like a circlip, yeah. That goes on it just to like have to create the clearance, the right clearance. Gonna put obviously oil gasket, not oil gasket. If you can get the gasket, then cool. If you can't, you can use liquid gasket, which basically, well, that's what they use nowadays. I got the Honda one. I've done the job and then I had some spare one. This is the good stuff, Honda liquid gasket. Part number on this is 08 Charlie Romeo Alpha dash Hulu Lima Google dash 120. As you can see from over there, trying to not shake it as much. I mean, that's the good stuff, but it is expensive stuff as well. Little plastic, we call this, not oil guard, forgot the name of it. It's not an oil guard, but basically splash shield or not splash shield. Basically just to keep the oil in one place. I forgot what the name of it is. But yeah, this one will go in this way over here. Take out the rag over there, don't need that one. So that one is gonna go in like so. So that one should slide in. Got four nibs, two knobs that are gonna go slide into here, and then you got this little groove over here in the middle, which basically is a section for this. So that's gonna slide in there. It's plastic, people, so just be gentle with it, don't push it because you don't want to break it. Just gonna put the gasket, liquid gasket on here. It's a not one time thing. I mean, you can do it again, but you're gonna have to clean it, so don't mess it up in the first place. Remember, people, don't fuck up the opportunity. So give this one again a nice good clean up. Again, you can use a microfiber towel or blue roll. You know, they both do a pretty good damn job. There we go, nice and clean. Let that one dry a little bit. Ideally you want to clean it so you don't get any schmoo onto your either blue roll or microfiber cloth. If anyone was to ask how much is this stuff, because it's the good stuff, I'm guessing they retail about 30 quid, mate, roughly. If someone, you know, were to ask how much for these, they are expensive, but they're damn good, mate. They're not like those cheap, kind of like, what you call them, cheap gasket makers, liquid gasket makers that kind of like, you know, they break and then they don't last. Obviously I'm going to clean this one up because I used it the last time and then it dried up. The nice thing about this, once it dries, it comes like in one piece, so it gives you a clean nozzle. So that's how good how good things are with Honda, mate. They make life easy, they don't make life hard. You got your little nozzle over here, which you're going to be spinning just to apply pressure. If I can get it in, which I can't. Maybe if I do it the other way. There you go. She's in, start twisting. Twist more. Take out the stuff, or the cap. Apply. Normally I'll leave this for like 5-10 minutes, so the liquid gasket kind of like, you know, it ain't as soft, it starts to become like a little bit fat. So normally with the gasket maker I kind of like leave it to like dry a little bit, kind of like get some, not, you know, go dry completely, but kind of like, you know, be like a little bit thicker, rather than just like super like gluey and stuff. So I'm just going to start off and then go all around. Pretty simple, not like rocket science. Trying to do the same beats all around. One thing, if you want extra torque, just use a screwdriver or something, just to get like a little bit more leverage from what you're doing. Like I am going to do over here. I'm going to use a Phillips screwdriver. And then start pouring in, mate. Try to do it as a universal beat. If you can't, then try to like match it up. So if you break off the beat and then you carry on again, trying to like do it as, you know, as best as you can, so it's all nice. Take your time, no need to rush. You want to do this once, people. And then you go into the inner section of the grooves. I'm probably just about to make it with this one, because I had like pretty much half from another job. I think I was doing a sump on Honda CR-V. Yeah, the geezer, who was driving, went off-road and then pretty much went too wild with it, and then he hit something. I mean, I don't know how deep he went in, but he definitely hit something because the sump was leaking. And then had to replace the sump. Had to drop the subframe on that one as well. So that's it, people. You know, just leave it to dry a little bit. Kind of like, you know, get like a little bit like thicker and stuff. Ideally, you want to take the nozzle off and then, you know, seal the cap so the rest of it doesn't dry. So I'm gonna leave this on the floor, onto the side, you know, because I got like only a small bench. I'm gonna leave this onto the side, so it basically dries up a little bit. Getting in the dowel pins, which are basically gonna guide the whole thing back together. Just gonna clean these up as well. So there's 3 of those, just to like make it to to like center everything together back in place. Obviously make sure like other stuff are prepped, so your 32 or was this 12mm plug, that's clean as well, because you're going to apply on there as well. So I'm just going to apply a little bit on here as well, because that needs to seal, otherwise it's going to leak from there. So just get a little bit of a dab, don't go too crazy. If need be, you can add some more. Ideally you want to fit that onto the socket, make it easier to spin, and then just run your finger through it, run the gasket, well not the gasket, the liquid gasket on all the threads. Make sure you get a nice thick coat on that one so it seals properly. Any excess you can clean that one afterwards, so don't worry about that one. And that's what we want. Go like a little bit more over here so it doesn't leak. Alright, what's up people, welcome back. Well, basically the continuation of the little break that I've done, just basically to let the liquid gasket kind of like stiffen up a little bit, so it should go in now like nice and smooth. Basically trying to align it with the dowel pins, not the guide pins. I mean guide pins as well, you can call them that. I was calling it split pins for some weird reason, because got that complicated, not complicated, confused with that one. So put that to the side. So that's dried up a little bit, like 5 to 10 minutes roughly. Kind of like got like a little bit thicker, more texture to it. And then we're going to slide that one back on top. Again, trying to be as careful as possible. You don't want to mess it up. So get that one in. Slide it in. Nice and careful in. There we go. Trying to line it as best as you can. And then you can give it some few taps. Actually no, just before you give it some taps, you want to open this one up. Use a rubber mallet, don't use like steel hammer, because obviously you're going to crack it. And then just light taps, no need to like smack the shit out of it. So that's sitting in flush. You can see some of the gasket came out. Obviously you want some to come out just to be on the safe side, but not like dripping. After that, snap ring obviously went into place. So there's a loop that's like basically the threads, and then there's like extra 2 grooves cut into the threads where the snap ring lays in. So you want to make sure that's sliding into that place. I'll get a picture of that one and then put that one in there. So using my little trusty light, I don't know if you can see that, so you can actually see you got the threads, and then you got a cut. There you go. You got the threads, and then you got like a little cut, extra cut into the threads over here. That's where the ring should snap in. So you're gonna be careful, like you put that one in place. Obviously it's gonna snap in, and then the box bell housing is gonna go in. You're gonna feel that one.